Okay, guys, but we all know that not everything works perfectly all the time. So I've now taught you in the video before this the normal electrical pathway through the heart. Please note that this doesn't always work like this. So I'm going to go through some of the ways when it doesn't work normal, what happens. Okay, so the SA node initiates the heartbeat. But let's say the SA node just didn't show up today. The boss did not show up today. They do not call in. There is no initiation of the heartbeat. So the AV node's waiting, right, y'all? It's waiting for an impulse. It never comes. So the AV node's getting anxious because it knows this heart has to beat. So the AV node takes over because it's the secondary pacemaker. It's the second in command, and it says, okay, I got this. I can talk to both. I'll just do it without the SA node. So the AV node looks, now the AV node has to do the SA node's job too, because it just can't tell the atrial cells to repolarize because they have to depolarize to get the blood out. So the atrioventricular nodes looks at the atrial cells and says, depolarize, repolarize, and then it sends the message through the bundle of His to depolarize the ventricles, okay? So it's doing the work of the SA node and its job. Okay, now when we talk about abnormal EKG waveforms, we're gonna notice when that happens. We're gonna be able to see it when this one's in charge and the way that the waveforms appear on our EKG. Okay, but for right now, we need to know that when this happens, this is in charge, and that's why it's only 40 to 60 beats per minute, because it's having to double up and say depolarize, repolarize, and then it's sending a message to depolarize the ventricles, the ventricular cells, okay? So that continues. The bundle of His and the Purkinje fibers have no clue that the SA node's not doing its job because the AV or the atrioventricular node is doing it all. So again, this tells the atrial cells depolarize, repolarize, and it sends a message to the bundle of His that says depolarize, and the bundle of His regulates that heartbeat and holds on to it for a minute and then sends it to the Purkinje fibers. And the Purkinje fibers tell the ventricles all at once, depolarize, and they get that good squeeze, okay? Now, let's say the SA node's not working. The AV node says, I'm done. It clocks out, okay? The bundle of His is waiting. It's waiting. It's waiting. It doesn't get any impulse from above the heart. From the atria. It doesn't get any impulse. Y'all, its job is to hold it for just a minute and send it on. So it doesn't really do anything. So the Purkinje fibers are getting impatient. It's like, this heart has got to beat. It's got to beat. I'm not getting any impulse. I don't know. I got to save the heart. That's what the Purkinje fibers are thinking. So if you see, this is the last stop, and it's the last hope, okay, in the heart beating. So the Purkinje fiber says, okay, here we go. Depolarize, 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 depolarize. It is not a uniform depolarization or good squeeze. So the heart is literally in chaos. These ventricular cells are just depolarizing, trying to save the heart, okay? So we see the intrinsic rate here is 20 to 40, but it looks very chaotic. And we're going to see that when we look at rhythm strips and I teach you some abnormal ones. We're going to see when the Purkinje fibers are in charge, it is chaos, okay? Because nothing's regulating the heartbeat and we're not getting any initiation of the heartbeat. Okay, guys, so that's what can happen, and that's what we're going to see. And the cool thing is, when you are actually analyzing some of these EKG rhythms, you're going to be able to know exactly what's happening and what's not happening based on what we see. I'm so excited as we move into the EKG rhythm strips to dissect each part of those. So stay tuned and make sure you understand this. And if you weren't in class today, be sure you email me or message me with any questions. All right, guys, bye.